Hey, what is going on YouTube? This is the third and final installment into the 1300 to 2K WoW Arena series I'm doing. And again, it's going to be live. As you can see, I'm running around here. You can probably hear the mouse clicking and stuff. And yeah, I'm going to try and show you, like, live as it's happening, what I'm saying. I feel as though it's a good way to put into perspective what information people have given you. And yeah, so let's jump into it. So this one's all about targeting, who you should target in Arena. Now, because I'm doing it live, I'm only going to talk in a 2v2 perspective. When it comes to 3v3, normally you want to go to one of the DPS that you think is less tanky, that can die the quickest. But I mean, there's a lot to it. Like, especially when you go really high in rating, you're going to want to switch to healers and all sorts of stuff. Or if you're running something like TSG, which is a warrior, frost DK, Mistweaver monk normally, 9 out of 10 times they just go straight to the healer the whole time and just keep hitting them until they die. So we're going to jump into some 2v2 skirms and show you exactly what I mean by who you should target in Arena. Just while waiting for the queue, I want to go over a few things. Normally what you want to do is go for, say, most times you're going to come up against a healer comp, which consists of, you know, a resto druid and a warrior, for instance. Warrior does all damage and resto will do the healing. If you do get a comp like that, most times you want to go the warrior and then CC the healer. A lot of people think you know, they should just jump straight into and just go the healer, but the problem is a healer can keep himself alive a very long amount of time, and the whole time that warrior is going to be sitting on your friend or right in your back just hacking away. So I haven't actually played DK for at least a week or two, so hopefully I'm not too sketchy. Now in this instance here, a DK is a lot more tanky than a warrior. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our CC onto the DK and go crazy onto this warrior. Now because I'm playing DK, I'm just going to go nuts. Try and peel that off the guy. Yeah, the whole time we want to be hitting this warrior because he's yeah, less of a trouble to kill than the DKs. So straight into the next game. So hopefully we get another healer comp so I can show you what I mean when it comes to that. It's probably the same ones. Double heal, okay. So in a position like this again, the rogue is somewhat of an easier target to kill than the warrior. The problem is that rogues have 2 vanishes where they can just get away out of combat and run and hide the whole game. So you can get him very low and then he runs and hides the whole time, and then the warrior is still sitting there hitting you. So in a position like this, we're going to go the warrior. Unfortunately, we didn't get a healer comp this time. That's the one I'm waiting for. But we do have a balanced druid and a warrior. Now, balanced druid can work like a healer, and they can, you know, they can do a lot of CC with their cloning and stuff. So what we're actually going to do this time is I would recommend to go the Boomy. Otherwise he will put a lot of CC onto your healer, as well as can off heal his friend if you were to go him. So target is the Boomy for this one. I'm going to dot him up before he can get stealth. As you can see, he's trying to heal up now. Now he could be doing that to his friend if it was low and giving us a lot of grief. So what we're going to do is put him out of the picture, and we don't have to worry about off healing. He should die there. There we go. And meanwhile, my dots have already done a lot of damage to the warrior. So hopefully this time we'll get a healer, and then I would have covered pretty much everything you're going to come up against in a 2v2 scenario. Again, I'll just cover then, as if you get a composition that has such as like a big DPS and an off healing class, which could be shaman, druid, what else do we have? Feral druids. Yeah, you just want to go for those classes because you could be I mean, you don't get that much CC, and if they're getting low, if their teammate's getting low, they're going to sit behind a box and sit there and just consistently try to heal them up back up to full and just give you a lot of grief. So the best thing to do is go them and CC the other DPS as much as possible, especially when they burst, such as like when a warrior bursts, then you can do a lot of damage. Okay, finally we have a healing team, Holy Power Healing, a Fury Warrior. It's actually a pretty tough one to verse, a very kind of tanky classes. So we're probably not going to win this one. My Shaman here is not very geared at all. Nope, he is not. Doesn't even have weapons. So this one's not going to be too good. But yeah, what I'm going to do here, the whole game plan is to, when you come up against a heal comp, some people that are new kind of just want to go straight on the healer. And see, even he thinks, because it's going to be very hard for a healer to kill a healer unless, or if you're not in dampening. So the only time I would recommend switching to the healer is when yeah, we reach to dampening. This healer is not paying attention, so I can go completely offensive here. Land him a stun. Deal some big deeps out. Kick him, hopefully. So now he's freaking out because his teammate will be getting quite low. Let's pop him burst, try and peel him. Yeah, not going too good this one. So now the healer is freaking out trying to heal his teammate, so what we can do is also switch to him in that instance. Just to get some heals off, because if they're both low, it's a very hard time for a healer to handle all that. I'm going to interrupt his cast there, and hopefully the game should be over right here. There we go. So we really should have won that one. Our healer did a very good job of staying alive with a warrior on him. But that about covers it all. And this is simply because a healer takes... A very good healer can stay alive for an incredible amount of time. And the whole time that's going on, your or his DPS, such as we'll say it's a warrior is a pretty common one, will be completely going nuts on your healer or in your, like in the back of you, in battle stance, just letting rip. So most of the time you want to go start off a DPS, and as the game goes longer and into dampening, or if you make them use their trinket and they have no like save me buttons left, then you can do a hard switch and take out their healer. But most of the time, as I said, you want to start off killing the DPS on the other team. Now, I think I've covered everything when it comes to 2v2 that you can come up against. We'll talk quickly about 3v3, and that'll wrap the video up. So, 3v3 is a lot more, it's got a lot more to it than 2v2. Like, there's more comps you can come up against. Like I said, you can come up against things like a TSG, which is Warrior, DK, and a healer. Now, the whole point of two big melee burst classes, most of the time they're just going to go straight on your healer and kill him as quick as possible, and there's nothing you can healer can really do except for see how long he can stay alive. So if you're playing that comp, then that's your game plan. For other comps, it's different. So I know that like WLS, Warrior Lock Shaman, because they got affliction locks and dots and everyone kind of melts, you can do a lot of things. You can, because everyone's in trouble, the healer's freaking out. Who you go on really depends on how the game's going. So maybe on the other team, you're versing a KFC. The hunter's dipping really low, so you want to switch to him, hit him. Or, as I said, the healer's used his trinkets. He's got no defensives left. You could just switch to him really hard. And, yeah, that's all up to just how the game's going. And finally, I'll talk about KFC. which is, Jungle Cleave's a really good one. Feral Druid, Hunter, and whatever healer you have. Now, in a comp like that, you have really a lot of burst damage. So, who you want to kill, again, completely relies on the cooldowns. So, normally we start off, say, if we're versing a TSG, we're going to start hitting the Warrior because he takes more damage than what a DK would. A DK has a lot of defensives, a lot of stuff to get him. You can't hold him still most of the time. So normally you'll go the Warrior, and you know, if you get the cooldowns off a Druid that may be healing them after Tree Form's gone, then our next burst would set up and completely obliterate him because he's used all his cooldowns. If he's holding on to them, which a good healer will, then next burst setup we want to try and lock him down in CC and finish off the Warrior. So I hope this made sense. It was kind of just out there. I didn't really write anything down, just went off the top of my head video. But I mean, it's got some information in there that you probably could find useful if you haven't heard about it before, or if you're not that experienced in this game. But anyway, guys, that wraps up episode 3 of the 1300 to 2K series, and that actually wraps up the whole series. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.